Hey everyone, it's Mike from Destinations to Travel coming to you live today from Disney's Wilderness Lodge. We are continuing our Walt Disney World Resort Hotel Spotlight series, and we're getting very close to the end of it. We only have a couple more after this resort. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, all year long we've been getting out to every single Walt Disney World Resort hotel and spotlighting them for a full week right here on our Facebook. Starting out on Monday with a brief overview video taking a look at the hotel, and then taking a look at the room types available at that resort, the food offerings, whatever might make that resort special, which in this case is the incredible lobby. I'm going to be kind of gushing about this resort because this is my favorite. If you've been following along, you know I've been talking about Wilderness this entire time. And then we culminate with a live stream at the resort to give you an idea or give you a chance to see it in real time and ask any questions about the resort you might have and get a good lay of the land for that resort. So today, again, we are at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, and I am so excited because, again, this is my favorite Walt Disney World Resort hotel, probably my favorite hotel anywhere. So let's start our tour. As always, we started out at the bus stop. It's where you would pick up the buses to get out to any of the Walt Disney World parks or to Disney Springs, or in this case, over to Fort Wilderness as well. The Fort Wilderness campgrounds. So you can find some more dining and some recreational activities out there. If you're not camping or staying in one of the cabins over there, you can still head over there and use some of the amenities they offer. Let me catch up on a few comments here. Hi, Patty. Hi, Randy. Randy says, I know this bus stop. Did I miss a Disney bunny? I might have just completely overlooked it. The first time I ever came to this resort, by the way, there is all sorts of Disney wildlife all around Walt Disney World. But the first time I came here, as we were leaving the resort, we passed by just the most picture perfect buck I have ever seen in my life. Just huge antlers. And I thought it was fake for a while, and then I saw it run away. Really, really amazing Disney magic moment there. But yeah, you will see all sorts of animals around Wilderness Lodge. And again, you can get on one of the buses over to the parks, to Disney Springs, or again to Fort Wilderness Campgrounds. There is also a walking path over to Fort Wilderness Campgrounds from here. It's a bit of a hike. We might have to do that another time because I haven't ever actually made that walk. But that might be a good idea, something to check out in the future. Let me know. Comment below if you're interested in seeing that. Let me know. We'll come check it out in the future. All right, like I said, we are going to head into the lobby, which in the case of this resort is what makes this resort special. It is my favorite lobby. The lobby's one of my favorite places in the world, to be honest. Especially during the holidays, when it's decorated with the giant tree in the middle. I'm just going to pause here and let you guys take in the sights of this lobby. So like I said, this lobby, when it is decorated for the holidays, has a gigantic tree right in the middle. They put garland and other decorations all around. It is even more stunning than it is right now. Of course, there is some construction going on right now. That's been the trend for the last few hotels we've been out to. There's a lot of construction going on at some of the hotels. Just some normal renovations, nothing major. But so you won't be able to see some of, for example, those windows in the back are all frosted over. They do have a nice tree design on there, which is really cool. But yeah, there will be some things that won't look normal today. So right as you enter, actually, let me start off by showing you here. You go to the right, and that is the check-in desks right over there. So when you're beginning your experience, you'll walk in this main entrance, check in to the right. To the left, you find Whispering Canyon Cafe. It's a very popular restaurant, and it is popular because of the servers. The servers here are amazing. It is not your typical restaurant experience. They are more, how should I put this? I don't want to say rude, that's too far, but it's kind of a show. They like to mess around with you, and if you ask for ketchup, you're going to get quite the show from everybody involved. But it is also very, very good food, and they do like a family style type of thing. It's all really delicious, so definitely recommend Whispering Canyon. There are 5 restaurants in this resort, which is actually a lot less than what we've been seeing recently. I think Grand Floridian was 10, so it's definitely considerably scaled down. However, I think the quality is better than most of the other resorts. The Whispering Canyon Cafe is incredible. Geyser Point outside is one of my favorites. Even the Territory Lounge, which is sort of just like the lobby bar, and we'll check that out in just a minute here. Really, really good food and really great drinks as well. So lots of great dining options here. Let me catch up on some more comments. Forgot about the walking path to the campgrounds. Yeah, like I said, I've never done it before, so we might have to do that. Maybe do a video of that in the near future. The fireplace, yeah, we'll explore the lobby a little bit more here. Rob says, what's going on here? Well, Rob, if you haven't been following along, we are doing our Walt Disney World Resort Hotel Spotlight series. Getting out to every Walt Disney World Resort hotel this year. Not today. That would be too much to do in a day. But this year, we have gotten out to almost all of them. Still have Contemporary and Polynesian to get out to. But today, we are at Wilderness Lodge. And speaking of those other Magic Kingdom area resorts, while this resort is Magic Kingdom area, it is not on the monorail loop. So keep that in mind. If you are planning your vacation and looking for a convenient place to stay, this is still very convenient. You do have boat transportation over to Magic Kingdom, as well as the buses, but no monorail from this resort. So I just came up to the second story here because this is one of my favorite places in anywhere, really, just anywhere at all. Just another really, really great view of the lobby. There's the fireplace Randy mentioned right down here with all the rocking chairs out in front of it. There's another fireplace, as you saw, in a little seating area just on the other side of this wall here. And then, being someone who has lived here for a while and worked remotely for a long time, this has been one of my favorite places in the world to work. Just nice desk setup. There's some outlets, some USBs, and then an amazing view. So if you're coming to stay here, maybe you want a place to work that's not just in your room, convenient little desk here on the second floor. I'm actually going to make my way around here. And like I said, there is construction happening, so I don't think we can see too much outside. But there is another little seating area across the way here. And just let you see the lobby from another angle. These are normal rooms to my left. So you could have a room walks right out into the lobby pretty much. Like I said, here's a nice seating area. The terrace is currently closed because of construction. You can see some of the scaffolding out there, but there's a nice outdoor area. Usually you can sit there and look over the pool area. Oh, Rob says this was a good remote workplace during the aftermath of Irma. Yeah, I've actually done that a couple times after hurricanes. Randy says the lobby view from the concierge level is amazing, which is up top there. You can see those tables and chairs set up there, and that looks down on the lobby, which, yes, would be amazing. I've never stayed concierge level. I have stayed in a few different room types here. I stayed in a one-bedroom villa, a two-bedroom villa, and one of the cabins, which the cabins are unbelievable. Like I said, we take a look at all the room types during our Spotlight series, so if you scroll back on our Facebook a little bit, we do have a video that we posted touring the cabin, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, right there on our YouTube channel, we will have the room tour of a cabin. So you can check that out there. I'll have it linked in the description below. Hi, Steven. Steven, good timing. What is your favorite area? Right here, this lobby, my absolute favorite place. There's so much detail and it's just beautiful. There's natural light in here and yet it's not overly bright. It's I don't know, it's perfect to me. Like, this is just exactly what I want my hotel experience to be like. And again, during the holidays, this place is just even more magical. In fact, we have a family tradition. We get out here every year, at least once. I usually end up here a couple times during the holiday season when everything's decorated. But we get out here every year to enjoy the decorations of this resort, and we eat over at Territory Lounge, which again is sort of that lobby bar that we'll take a look at as we walk by once we head back down, which might as well just complete the lap here. So again, these are normal rooms here. There is laundry right here as well. And I'll point out here, you can see that fireplace going right over there. There's actually another fireplace on the next level up. And then actually just move back a little bit. You can see the fireplace going right here as well. Which makes this, you know, it is more conducive to the winter, I think. Like, you get that fireplace vibe, which is really nice. Not so much when it's like 95 degrees outside, but during the winter, I think it's even more effective. All right, so let's head back down the stairs we came up. Excuse me. And to the left up here, there are restrooms. And then again, to the right, this is Whispering Canyon. Now, before we head to the left, which is where you'll find 3 of the other restaurants for this resort, we're going to head to the right. Again, this is the check-in desk right here. So we just passed by the main entrance. Yeah, I didn't mean today, Randy. Today is 90 degrees, Randy says. I actually didn't even think it was that hot out. I thought it was a little bit cooler out. It has been cooling off. I just meant in general, when you're here during the summer, maybe the fireplaces don't hit quite as well. There is a running water element here. The really great photo op with this bridge. And the geyser in here. And this water runs all the way down to the pool area and gives the illusion of it running right into the pool. It does not. It is a separate body of water, but it does look like it runs into it. So if you head this way, that is actually back out where we were to start the video. We came from the bus loop out there. That path also follows you, or also leads you down to the Boulder Ridge villas. So you find some of the DVC villas over there. We got Halloween merch front and center. And then of course we do have Wilderness Lodge specific merch. I love this bag. It's like a Loungefly that's actually effective. And then they have their own ears as well. This is a cool shirt too. And they have some Smokey the Bear merch, which I love. Smokey Bear? Smokey the Bear? I don't know, is there a "the" in there? I can't remember. There's a Wilderness Lodge robe. And I rushed in here. I didn't even mention this was the, I think it's just called the Mercantile. Wilderness Lodge Mercantile, there you go. That is the gift shop in the resort here. Now heading in the opposite direction off the lobby here. Again, straight ahead is Whispering Canyon. And then the fireplace that we saw with these rocking chairs here. Just such a nice place to relax. Again, during the holidays, they usually have a stand out here where they are selling like hot chocolate and like hot apple cider and things like that. And you can just relax in front of the fireplace. And again, here's the glass is covered right now with the construction going on, but like they put this little tree pattern Now as we turn the corner, you see some wayfinding here. Lets you know Territory Lounge is straight ahead, Artist Point to the right, Roaring Fork to the right, and down, which is a little bit confusing, but you'll see in a second. And then guest rooms and the cabins are out there. Oh, and the pool area as well. Here is check-in for Artist Point. And so right here, you've got the entrance to Territory Lounge, which is closed right now. It doesn't open until 4 p.m. But this is, and I can peek in the window here. This is, like I said, that lobby bar. And this is the tradition for me and my family. We come out here every holiday season, get some food and some drinks here at Territory Lounge and just enjoy the holiday vibes of Wilderness Lodge. The food, really, really good. I think this is one of the best, unknowns and one of the best kept secrets of Walt Disney World is Territory Lounge. They're, I don't know exactly what they call it, loaded potato flatbread, I believe, something like that. Incredible. They have a vegan spicy mac and cheese that is really, really great as well. And then the hanging bacon is really, really good. So all their food is great. And then they have one of my favorite drinks anywhere in the world that is the S'mores Old Fashioned. Yeah, it's what you think it is. It's a old fashioned flavored like s'mores. Comes with a marshmallow on a skewer that you can sort of rim the glass with. Oh, it's so good. And I didn't realize this is actually open up here. I could have just been showing you Territory Lounge the whole time. Right here. There you go. And then just past Territory Lounge is Artist Point. This is your character dining. It's where you'll meet Snow White and the dwarfs, as well as the Evil Queen. And I've actually never done Artist Point before, so it's on my list to try in the future. I have heard good things. There's so many character dining experiences that I have not tried. All right, so as I pointed out on that sign before, it told you Territory Lounge straight ahead, Artist Point to the right, and then Roaring Fork was to the right and down. And so we just went up there to Artist Point, coming down this path. Or actually just sort of at a gradual decline here towards Roaring Fork. And Roaring Fork is the quick service dining option. I do like that, there are 5 restaurants, dining options here at Wilderness Lodge. I like that 4 of them are very close by, so you kind of just know whether, wherever you want to go, you're still going to the same area. That being said, Geyser Point is all the way at the back outside, so we'll check that out in a little bit. So I like that is, you don't have to walk quite as far to get to Geyser Point, depending on where your room is. Oh, Randy says Evil Queen is really great at dinner. She's so on point. Steven says Snow White is my favorite official Disney princess movie. Nice. Also, so really want to try the vegan mac and cheese, which, yeah, it is really, really good. So Roaring Fork, again, your quick service dining option here. You got breakfast, you got lunch and dinner. It is a barbecue type of quick service. But you can get your burgers. I believe they have chicken fingers, things like that, grilled cheese, deli sandwiches. We got garlic roasted half chicken. Sounds good. And then breakfast here, your typical Disney breakfast for the most part. You can see here, you will order, or you can pick up your mobile order to the left in here. And then your seating area is to the right. It is a bit small, but there's plenty more seating outside as well. And we are going to head out right here because the doors up by the lobby are closed because of the construction. Oh, Randy says the fireplace in Geyser Point is really comfortable during the holidays. That makes sense. It's a little bit cooler outside. Here's another one of my favorite views anywhere is this rock formation with, again, the running water that comes from the lobby and that geyser up there that runs down here and then is actually not running right here, but there would be a different water running towards the pool. Again, I'm just constantly in awe of this resort every time I walk around here. And it's just, you know, you have your happy places, right? Like anywhere you go that you're just more relaxed in that setting, and this is one of them for me. This and on the People Mover. And this is obviously the main pool area as well, the Copper Creek pool. I guess it's just called the Copper Creek pool. I know it just says Copper Creek over there. It's not the biggest pool as far as Disney resorts go, but it is pretty big. Got a water slide here. There's a kids splash pad area over there as well. Yeah, the waterfall is like, it's such a great shot. I mean, I believe that's what we used for the announcement of today's live stream yesterday, right? I can't remember. I went through so many pictures of Wilderness Lodge in the past week. But yeah, this whole outdoor area here is absolutely beautiful. And it just keeps going too, which we'll see in just a moment. But first I want to pause. You've got Humphrey's Hideout here, which I feel like has had different purposes. But it looks like it is the... it looks like it's closed right now, but serves as sort of the recreation area, building, whatever you want to call it. You can see all the resort activities there. So tie-dye and things like that. Yeah, so actually when I was here recently, as Randy pointed out, it's too bad you're not there 10 after to see the geyser. The geyser was actually under construction last time I was here, and it looks like it is still right now. So yeah, there's no water out there or anything. Let's see. Here, we'll get a good look at the pool from up here as well. And the geyser Randy is talking about is to my right, which you'll see in just a second. Typically, I don't know, is erupts the right word? Does a geyser erupt? It sounds right. But here's a good look at the pool again. There's a hot tub up here as well. And here is the geyser in question. Actually up ahead, but these pools are usually more flowing with water here. And here you can see the geyser erupt every so often. As Randy said, 10 after. Yes, erupt is the correct term. Thank you. And since we're going this way already, I might as well just keep on going. And I'll show you here. This sign lets you know back to the right where we just came from. That is where you'll find Geyser Point, which we will make our way over there shortly. But to the left is the boat transportation. And like I mentioned, you can get boat transportation right over to Magic Kingdom from here. And again, just beautiful views at this resort. And it's funny, thinking back to, having gotten out to almost every Walt Disney World Resort hotel this year, these are like the obvious, I think this is the most beautiful resort. I think the views are so incredible. The theming is top notch. The one that is standing out in my mind right now as I'm looking around Wilderness Lodge is Port Orleans French Quarter, because you get similar views and similar vibes to this, but you don't think of them, right? Like you think of Yeehaw Bob and you think of the mill and the main lobby area basically, but there are areas that look a lot like this. And I think this exercise getting out to all of the hotels this year has made me like Port Orleans Riverside, Port Orleans Riverside, a lot more than I thought I did. I mean, I already liked it, but you get some really, really beautiful views over there as well. Like I said, here is boat transportation. So the Magic Kingdom is just right over there, unfortunately blocked by some trees and things, but you can watch the fireworks from out here, which is very cool. You can see the red flag boats take you to Magic Kingdom. The blue flag goes to Fort Wilderness, so the campgrounds as well as Contemporary. And you might notice some construction across the water there. that is the next Walt Disney World Resort hotel currently being built, which sure we'll talk about in like a year or so. Well, yeah, there you go. Randy points it out. Lakeside Lodge. Yeah, so that will be coming soonish. Now, heading back towards the main area of the resort and towards Geyser Point specifically, which is our next stop. So being so close to Magic Kingdom, there is obviously a level of convenience being able to take the boats over there. There is, however, a pretty big difference, I would say, between staying here at Wilderness versus staying on the monorail loop, because those resorts also give you boat transportation over to Magic Kingdom, as well as the monorail. And in the case of Grand Floridian and Contemporary, Poly too, but Poly is a bit of a hike, but you can walk to Magic Kingdom from all of those resorts. You cannot walk to Magic Kingdom from this resort, at least not in any way I would recommend. So I guess if you tried hard enough, you could walk anywhere from anywhere, but I wouldn't recommend it. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, this is my favorite resort. I will talk this resort up to everyone, but there's some downsides compared to some of the other resorts. Steven asked, what inspired Disney to have a geyser? I don't specifically know, aside from the fact that this resort is inspired by some of the national parks and things like that. So kind of just took ideas from things that exist in nature. All right, so here is Geyser Point. This is the 5th and final restaurant in this resort. Geyser Point Bar and Grill. And again, one of my favorite places. This is such a beautiful restaurant, incredible views, currently incredible views of the construction of Lakeside Lodge. But still, just a really, really beautiful restaurant right here on the lake. By the way, this is the famed Bay Lake. That's what this water is out here. The water in front of Magic Kingdom is Seven Seas Lagoon. Those two get confused pretty often. So this is Bay Lake out here. You can also, by the way, you see some boats out there. Looks like one is one of the shuttles coming back from Fort Wilderness, but another one looks like it is a fishing excursion, and you can get fishing excursions from here as well as Fort Wilderness. And you can come out here fishing on Bay Lake, which is a lot of fun. I'm not somebody who fishes very often, but it was a really, really great experience. It is all catch and release, and it is guided by a professional who does a really great job of making sure even the most amateur out there catches at least one fish, because I managed to catch a fish. So if I did it, you can. Again, here's Geyser Point. Beautiful views, really, really great food, great burgers, great wings, that sort of, I think bar food type of thing. And they have, I don't know if you can really see, but there are TVs all in there, so it is kind of a sports bar. They'll have whatever games are on playing in there. So it's a really nice place to hang out, especially when it's cooler out. Like Randy said, during the holidays, there's a fireplace in there, sitting out there during the holidays when it's nice and cool, when it's, like a brisk 60 degrees out in December. Really nice place to hang out. Now to the right, some of the recreation facilities here. You got pool tables, you got foosball, ping pong. It's like there's cornhole out here. And then boat docks here. This is where you'll have the fishing excursions leave from. And then here's where you'll sign up for your boat rentals and bike rentals. You can also do the fireworks cruises from here. That's a list of the activities, but here you go, fireworks cruise. Those are awesome, by the way. Highly recommend that, especially if you got a group of 10, $45 per person. There's no better way to go out there and watch Happily Ever After. They are so much fun. And then the fishing excursions. Yes, Randy points out the buffalo burger at Geyser Point. That is one of the dishes I've had from there, and it is really, really good. So there are two sort of areas of Wilderness Lodge, and they are Boulder Ridge and Copper Creek. It's just for theming and naming. But we are now in the Boulder Ridge area, and there is another pool over here. This is where you'll find a lot of the villas over in Boulder Ridge, and they do have their own separate pool area. So this is the main building, looking back over there. And Copper Creek, and then this side is Boulder Ridge, again, where you'll find many of the villas. We stayed in a 2-bedroom villa out here in Boulder Ridge. It was really, really nice. Very much enjoyed it. That being said, we've also stayed in a cabin, like I said earlier. We do have the room tour video on our YouTube channel, which we shared earlier on our Facebook. Unfortunately, we can't tour one of these right now, but oh man, are they spectacular. I mean, just whatever you expect your hotel experience to be, double it, I guess. I don't know, quadruple it. It's spectacular. They're incredible. They're magical. Every possible adjective you could come up with. Highly recommend checking out that room tour video. I wish we could get in there and check one out right now, but sadly I am not staying in one. So just awesome. There you have your own fireplace that is both indoors and outdoors. You have your outdoor area, which we can kind of see. Yeah, if you look at this second one here, there's a screened in porch area where you have your own little plunge pool, as well as a picnic table, and then some seating around the fireplace, which again is accessed from both inside and outside. Then a really beautiful dining area. It sleeps up to 8 guests. Multiple bedrooms. So it is just, they're absolutely stunning. They're an incredible way to spend a vacation. The only problem was if I'm staying there, I don't want to leave. We only had one night there too, so I was like, we walked over to Geyser Point, and aside from that, I don't think I got out of the cabin until I had to leave. Now, Randy brings up a funny point. He says, I would pick the cabins over the poly bungalows. I expected that to be the case for me because, again, Wilderness Lodge, my favorite place in the world. But I actually think I preferred the poly bungalows a little bit. I've loved both. You can't go wrong with either one. But the poly bungalows give you the views of the fireworks. And I guess you do have that kind of from some of the other cabins. It just depends on your location. But I don't know. They're both great. It's kind of splitting hairs picking between the two. Stephen asks, is there any other exotic meats? Oh, wow, there's quite a line to get into Geyser Point right now. Any other exotic meats that the restaurant offers? Not that I know of. I don't think they get too exotic beyond buffalo. But all the food is really delicious. I haven't had anything that I did not enjoy from Geyser Point. Now, the main pool area, as is always the case with any of the Walt Disney World Resort hotels, the main pool area is where you'll find the activities team out here occasionally. So that's the voice you're hearing right now. So there are always, activities going on. Not always, but a lot of the time there are activities going on for the younger guests. And you won't have that over at the Boulder Ridge pool that we just checked out a moment ago. That'll be the more quiet area. Not that it is necessarily a quiet pool, just that you're not going to have the activities team out there. But go in this way, so never mind. We're going to head back this way. I don't know how I can get up to that sort of overlook right now, but we're going to explore a little bit more, and then we'll head back into the lobby and wrap things up in there. So again, if you joined late, this is the latest stop in our Walt Disney World Resort Hotel Spotlight series. We're getting out to every hotel. Oh, this area is open now. Okay. Make my way this way. Let's see how far we can go. We're getting out to every hotel this year. We've been to most of them already. We only have a couple more to get to. That's the Contemporary and the Polynesian. So every other week, every other Saturday, really, we are getting out to one of the hotels. So if you have a favorite and it's not Contemporary or Poly, we've already been there. So you can always check out our replays on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/D2Travel. It looks like it's just kind of routine maintenance up here, scaffolding and things. But you can get to this overlook up here, which I don't think was the case when I was here recently to get video for the overview video of the resort that you saw on our Facebook on Monday, or if you're watching on YouTube, that you'll find in our YouTube shorts. Ooh, Randy says, I'm curious to see how the cabins at Lakeside Lodge turn out. A-frame design is very rustic mountain cabin feel for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to see that one because I feel like it's going to be pretty similar to Wilderness. But again, it's going to be a little bit before we can get out to check out that hotel. But man, the views of this resort here, it's a little bit better when there's no construction happening, but just beautiful. And like I said, if you can get out here during the holiday season, now you don't need to be staying here. This is the case for any Walt Disney World resort any time of the year. I'm not staying here right now. You can still get out to the resorts, whether you want to take the, if you want to take the Disney transportation, take a bus over here from Disney Springs or from one of the parks, however you want to do it, take the boats from Magic Kingdom. You can get out to any of the resorts anytime you want. If you have a dining reservation, you can also park at the resort. So that's one way to do it as well. But yeah, if you're here during the holiday season, I highly recommend taking some time to come out and check out Wilderness Lodge. It is so beautiful. We might get out here. We've done a live stream from here in the past during the holidays. We might get out here this year. Holidays are just such a busy time with so much going on in the parks that it's really hard to find time to get to the hotels as well. But I'll see what I can do this year. We'll see how it goes. So keep an eye out for all of that. But in the meantime, like I said, we have a couple more resorts to get out to finish up our Resort Hotel Spotlight series, which it looks like, if everything goes according to plan, will actually be finished in October. So we're about a month away from wrapping things up, having gotten out to every Walt Disney World Resort hotel. So again, you can check out the replays of all of these live streams, as well as the videos, the sort of overview videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/D2Travel. If you have any questions about any of the resorts, feel free to comment either on this, on our YouTube, reach out to a Destination to Travel advisor, reach out to me, however you want to do it. We will be happy to answer any questions you might have. You can also always search or scroll back on our Facebook for any of the information that we share, which again, we take a look at the room types available, as well as the restaurants and whatever makes that resort special. From the info I get via DVC, Lakeside is due open mid-2026. So yeah, that is fairly vague. That could be, we could be looking at a year from now, really. But that is going to do it for us. I think we'll wrap things up right here on this overlook because it is just so beautiful out here. So again, youtube.com/D2Travel if you want to check out any of the other Walt Disney World Resort hotels from these live streams. We do also have room tours for a lot of the resorts as well as just a ton of other content. I recently got out to Beak and Barrel, the new Pirates themed bar over in Magic Kingdom. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Had a great experience. So you can check that out on our YouTube. And one more time, that's youtube.com/D2Travel. And if you are ready to start thinking about planning your next Walt Disney World Resort vacation, head over to d2travel.com or send us an email at info@d2travel.com to get in touch with a Destination to Travel advisor today It will cost you absolutely nothing to work with a destination travel advisor, and they will do all the heavy lifting of planning your vacation. All you have to do is enjoy yourself. Whether you want the dining reservations, the lightning lane experiences, they can handle all of that for you. And you just have to get here and have a great time. But that'll do it for us today. Thanks everyone for joining me, and I will see you all real soon. Bye.